Women and anxiety. Welcome back to Empowerment Radio. What can we do? What can we do to deal and overcome this epidemic? Let's talk about first what we men can do. And I think one of the things we can do is just to train our empathy and our compassionate parts in our brain. And rather than trying to fix something, let's start listening to the women in our lives that are struggling. And let's start to put ourselves into their shoes and understand more what they're actually going through. As men, we have really no idea what women on a day-to-day basis are experiencing. And maybe we don't want to know, just like we don't necessarily want to know what it may feel like to bear a child. But the truth is, we need to know. We need to understand what women are feeling, what they're struggling with. And then we need to, together, help women to become equal and feel safe and feel that they're supported in the society. And this starts at home. So rather than, coming home from work and putting the feet up and opening a cold one and watching TV while the woman is in the kitchen and fixing dinner, let's help, let's support, let's just be a team and not try to keep up these traditional roles that ultimately are outdated. I mean, we are living in the 21st century and there is no need to hold on to roles that have been maybe started 1,000 years ago. Now, another I think important aspect is to confront the abuser. There are so many families, just in my clientele, that have in their environment, whether it's a friend or a family member, someone that they know is at least emotionally abusive and sometimes even physically abusive to their spouse. And so many people don't want to interfere. Well, maybe it's a spouse that says, oh, no, don't rock the boat. Let's just keep the peace. Or maybe they feel like, well, no, we shouldn't do this because we don't want to necessarily interfere or cause trouble. But that is exactly why the bully and why that the person who is the abuser can continue to do and control the way they used to do it. So we need to step up when we see there is violence, when we see there is abuse. We need to speak up and we need to help the person that is the victim. Now, as women, it is important for you, if you have been abused, maybe in your childhood, to really take it serious, to understand that if you were the victim of molestation, if you were the victim of abuse, not to question that what happened to you, not to tell yourself like so many do, oh, I don't really know if this happened, maybe I'm making it up, maybe this is just a dream, maybe I'm trying to blame someone. No, step up and stand up for yourself and really make a decision that you need to resolve the trauma of your past, because otherwise it will haunt you for the rest of your life. Your subconscious will stay in a self-protective mode, in survival mode, until you're healing it. And this is where especially the work with the subconscious that I'm offering can be very helpful and very supportive in this regard. Also, learn to set boundaries. Learn to set boundaries internally and externally. Speak up on your behalf. And I found a very nice note by Natasha Dern of mydailyvibe.com. She says, for every woman who holds the people in her life accountable, teaches them to be mindful in the future of thought, word, and deed, every woman says this is unacceptable to her lovers, friends, and family, she helps to straighten out the fabric of her being and that of the collective. And I think that's a very powerful message, because ultimately it teaches you that this is something that can start in your small circle and ripple out through the entire society. Now, lastly, what I find is really important, and I mentioned this before, empowering women. I believe so many women have forgotten what it means to be in the feminine power, what it means to be connected to their authentic self. And what that means basically is that there is a need to refocus, to recenter, and remember that she isn't, and this is certainly true for men too, but especially for women, she isn't just defined by her outer world, by her accomplishments, by the things that she's doing, the to-do list that she's fulfilling, but there is more to it. And for that, it is so crucial to take time for oneself, to just start meditating, reflecting internally, journaling, and really looking inwards. Because if we don't do that, we eventually just lose touch with who we really are. We don't feel at our center. We don't feel connected to our truth. And there will be certainly a radio show I will do in the future, which is about the so-called divine feminine, the divine masculine power. But one of the things that I just really love about the divine feminine, which is, I believe, underappreciated also by women, and which causes then this kind of stress and anxiety, are the powers of patience, the power of allowing, the power of just knowing that sometimes it's not about forcing or controlling or chasing. It's just about also being in a place of knowing there is a right time and a right place. Just like during pregnancy, after the conception, there is a 9-month period where it is about trusting and where it is about just allowing things and new life to unfold. One of the feminine powers is also intuition, which is not about intellectual rationalizing, but really just having an inner sense of what is right and what are the next steps and what feels good. And many women that I have been working with that have been dealing with anxiety and trauma, they admit to themselves that they have been overriding their intuition, that they haven't been really connecting to that what their heart and that deeper sense of self was saying. And then there is also that patience and compassion and empathy that is so easy for women to have with others, but it's really hard to have for themselves. So redirecting these feminine powers towards oneself and really just feeling connected to that calm confidence that is different than that what men are symbolizing, and just allowing to be in that place. That is, a beautiful difference to the male energy, but it is maybe more powerful and certainly for me more magical than what men usually can offer. So just having that confidence back will be and is, I think, a wonderful way to also alleviate some of this anxiety. And again, this Natasha Dern author wrote a very nice line about this authentic power of this divine feminine aspect. She says, the authentic power is about cultivating your innate divine qualities that affirm your life, your identity, and your well-being as a woman. You shine naturally when you're aligned with your divine femininity, and all who cross your path sense this mystical radiance. This draws people to you, not because you're wearing the most expensive dress at the party, but because the energy that you exude piques curiosity or makes people feel amazing in your presence. They can't get enough of you. And remember, you haven't have done anything. You're simply being yourself. So staying in that power, staying in that confidence, and knowing that when you are in that place, people respect you, they want to serve you, they want to support you, they feel that there is something unique and special about you. And every woman, I believe, and I saw in countless cases in my clients, has that power, has that center, that core. It's just a matter to stop looking for the outside for confirmation or for a sense of approval or a sense of permission, but really looking on the inside and finding that that truth, that authenticity is the gift that you as a woman can share with the world. So thank you very much. I know this show was flying by, and we often just are able to touch on different aspects. Unfortunately, this topic, or fortunately, really deserves much more time than we had, but I hope it made you think about and reflect about what happens with anxiety in women, and whether you're a man or a woman that you have listened to the show, try to make a difference. Try to address this epidemic from your heart. And I believe when we have less anxiety in the world, we also have more room for peace and happiness.